Sentry versus Superboy Prime. Marvel versus DC. Death battle. Let's go.
Sentry versus Superboy Prime.
These two dark supermen prove that sometimes absolute power corrupts absolutely.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Heck yeah.
One superhero stands alone at the peak of Marvel Comics. He's a brilliant scientist and friend to all.
Superboy.
The Golden Guardian of
Prime.
Good, the Sentry.
Which makes it all the more mysterious when all of humanity forgot about him, as though he never existed in the first place.
What if the reason we
Oh, yeah. We have to do the prediction of who's gonna win. Who do y'all think is
to be forgotten?
Who do y'all think is gonna win? Hello, Annie. Welcome. I don't really know. Because I don't know either of them. But maybe I'll vote for Superboy Prime. Gamba in this Christian stream. Who will win? Who will win? I'm gonna vote for Superboy Prime. It's best to wait to explain the... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Alright, let's listen to what they're all about here. And then I can make a more educated guess.
As the story goes, Robbie Reynolds was just your average, ordinary high school teen until the day he accidentally drank this super soldier serum.
At that moment, Robbie was imbued with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, becoming one of the strongest superheroes in existence.
That's gonna be one hell of a bowel movement. And what better way
Damn.
to use his new powers than to become
Exploding
a sentry to all mankind?
suns.
In a never-ending crusade against his devious arch...
Oh my god. Hello, Wombat! Welcome in! You are catching a very scuffed stream, I will warn you. I will warn you, it has been a very scuffed stream. Because I have a new setup, and it's been a learning experience. It has been a learning experience. Hello, Mindless! Hello, Mindless! I know more about Sentry than the Superboy. I've heard of Sentry. That's about it for me. Superboy I've never heard of, though.
Nemesis, the Void.
He's got all your classic, I can't believe he's not Kryptonian superpowers.
What in the heck?
Like super strength, speed, durability, and flight.
He can spot you from miles away, or even hear a butterfly sneeze from across the planet.
Do butterflies sneeze?
No!
Well,
What?
Sentry's cells absorb and process the sun's rays, and if he wants to, he can fire that solar energy right back at you in a powerful laser, or bend light away to turn invisible, or use it to make force fields.
Really, the Sentry
Holy
can drop
crap.
power from anywhere and everywhere. When he was forcibly shrunk down to subatomic size,
Oh,
he
this
started
is
pulling
Sentry.
energy
Oh my
from the
god. Okay.
Microverse instead. And despite being
Sorry, the whole time I
microscopic,
thought
his
this was
punches were
Superboy
strong
Prime
enough
first.
to
Okay.
destroy planets, even while holding back.
Sentry can teleport, communicate telepathically, and even read and mess with minds.
He's also a genius with a super brain comparable to
What the
Tony
frick?
Stark and Reed Richards. He's even built his own watchtower with an advanced AI that is constantly monitoring the planet for threats.
Jesus Christ, he's like the Avengers all in one. Why do
Wait.
there even need to be any other super?
Wait, Sentry was in a movie already? Maybe I didn't see it. This is Sentry. Okay, maybe my vote's on Sentry because holy shit, I'm gonna do a quick refresh here. 225. Because I noticed it's kind of lagging
and even
a little bit. 225. Here we go. He's in Thunderbolts. Oh. Depends on what version of the characters they are comparing. True. That's true.
Indeed, the Sentry is more than strong enough to take on Marvel's heaviest hitters, like his famous battle with the Green Scar Hulk. Where Black Bolt, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange failed, the Sentry was the only one who stood against the Hulk's full power.
He's also battled Thor, who collapsed an infinite number of timelines into one by clashing with another Thor.
The Sentry is incredibly fast, too. He can bend space and speedboats Ares, who can move within Thors? Time, the smallest unit of time possible in our universe.
He's stated to be as fast as the Heralds of Galactus, like the Silver Surfer, who once outraced the multiverse blowing up.
Silver Surfer!
Flew so fast,
I know him.
Back in time. So you'd think Sentry would be able to handle some punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry saved people from a burning building, Void would crash an airplane. If Sentry healed a person's broken back, Void would give someone else cancer. What an asshole!
For every good act the Sentry performs, the Void commits an
Damn,
evil.
okay.
Because the truth was, the Sentry
What
and
the
the
frick?
Void were one and the same.
Bum, bum, plot twist. Turns out Sentry's whole origin story was a lie. Robbie Reynolds wasn't a 60s high schooler.
Okay,
beating up
Wombat,
bullies
sleep
like
good.
some Jack Kirby comic.
In reality, Bob Reynolds was a schizophrenic meth addict who drank the Sentry serum just to get high. And the Void was, in reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to
hell?
Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes, from the Bible, with Moses and the Pharaoh
Oh,
with the
okay.
dead firstborns. That's him, apparently.
And this being manifests as the dark side of Bob's
Well,
shattered
then.
psyche, a villainous alter ego with all of his power. Too much power for any one man to handle. The only way to destroy the Void was to also destroy the Sentry.
So Bob did something crazy. With help from Reed's tech, he used his own psychic
What the
powers
hell?
to erase himself from everyone's past,
Welcome,
present,
Massacre.
and future, including his own.
Warping the perception of reality of every single person on the planet. They would no longer remember him or even recognize anything remotely related to him. A picture of the Sentry would still technically exist, but in your mind's eye, including Bob's, it isn't there.
Great. Everyone knows
Wait, what?
repressing your problems always makes them better.
But Bob's memories eventually clawed their way back, in part thanks to Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, and his desire to somehow control the Void. So Norman had the Thunderbolts murder Bob's wife
What the
Wendy
frick?
in order to release, you know, the Angel of Death.
Yeah, try controlling
What is
the
happening?
kind of guy who can throw hands
What?
with Molecule Man, who somehow is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel. At his peak, he's got almost complete control over the multiverse. So yeah, good luck with that one, Norm.
Molecule Man was another mentally unstable god whose power fluctuates based on their self-confidence. In a way, a sort of kindred spirit to Bob.
It was then that Bob discovered
We're
the
still
true
talking
source
about
of his own
Sentry,
powers,
right?
His own control over molecules. Yeah, you can do that too.
The Sentry can create and destroy matter on a whim, able to rip
Okay,
you
so
apart
Sentry
at the
can
molecular
control
level,
molecules.
or conjure an entire new reality from scratch.
Oh, shit.
All with just a wave of his hand, like Dr. Manhattan.
He
What
can
the
also
frick?
regenerate his body from any kind of damage, like being burnt
Because
to a skeleton or getting Dr. Manhattan himself.
As long as one single solitary atom remains, the Sentry is unkillable.
And Void's got all of this and more, except he doesn't hold back. He can shapeshift.
Wait,
create
so
hurricanes,
Sentry
trap
is
you
the
in
Void?
darkness, possess your body and
I am
devour
so
your
confused.
soul.
With his infinitendrils, the Void takes control of a victim's mind and tortures them with the memories of past traumas
Sentry
and
became the
nightmares.
Void.
He killed Loki. He wrecked Asgard. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, and the X-Men teaming up all at once could barely handle him. Void is one of the biggest bads in Marvel. Great fucking job, Norm. I'm something of a moron myself.
The only way forward,
Wow.
the only way for Bob to save
Okay, they're the same
everyone,
person,
including
okay.
himself,
Okay,
was
I'm
to
not
do
going
something
crazy
he never
then.
imagined. Let the Void in.
By refusing to repress his darker half anymore, Sentry and Void merged and became stronger than the sum of their parts.
One being now free to
Well,
finally live
gosh
his life without
damn.
the crushing weight of self-hatred and fear.
Maybe, but this is the Void we're talking about. What if Bob just has a new puppet master who's only letting him think he's in control?
As long as the Void exists, it's just another revolution in that same endless cycle. It remains to be seen whether even death itself can break that wheel.
He'll be back.
Damn.
Sentry is gone, but not forgotten. He'll never be forgotten again.
How the frick is Superboy supposed to beat that? I guess I have to wait and see what the heck Superboy is capable of, but like, what the hell? Alright.
Do you believe a man can fly?
Yeah, Wiz, within the pages of DC Comics, everyone
Yes.
in their irradiated six-dimensional gorilla mother can do it.
Let's
Well,
go!
what about in the real world? Not
Oh.
Earth 1 or Earth 2, but our own
Except
Earth.
that
Earth
dude from
Prime.
South Park.
The Earth
Earth
of
Prime.
you, me, and Clark Kent. A totally normal boy from New England who just happened to share a name with that comic book character.
Mere coincidence. That is, until the day Clark took a leap of faith and believed he could fly.
And he did! Surprise, surprise! Clark was actually from the planet Krypton, which apparently exists in our universe now? Anyway, the real Superman, the one from all those comics he loved, showed up just in time to give him the skinny on being Superboy. Wait,
Okay.
he could have chosen me!
But I changed my vote, by the way. I vote Sentry now.
I believe I can fly!
Mercy, don't jump off the...
Oh!
Clark had all your classic Kryptonian powers. Flight, heat vision, microscopic and telescopic sight, Arctic breath. It was the dream that every little boy had finally come true.
Oh, ow. Just in time for his universe, our universe, to be annihilated literally 1 month later in DC Comics Armageddon, the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Wiz, we're canonically dead since 1986, apparently.
With everyone he knew and loved gone, Clark
Why
took
is there
shelter in a
two
pocket
Supermans?
dimension with other cosmic refugees. Now an anachronism in DC's new, rebooted, post-crisis continuity, Clark was forced to watch as the comics landscape changed before his eyes. As stories became
shit, I'm
darker
gonna
and
stick-
morally complex, as heroes failed to be the paragons of good he saw them as.
Oh, one is his son. Yeah, okay. Yep. It's like, but they freaking draw them like they're literal identical twins. So that's what's confusing me. My Wagoneer is in the dealership because the computer shat the bed, which is bad for an electric vehicle, and I might get a Rivian R2. Oh gosh. I'm sorry to hear that your car's in the dealership. Damn. Superboy is Clark's son with Lois. Okay. I never knew they had a son. But okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense. Superboy Prime isn't Jonathan Kent? Oh. I thought I was not confused. Okay, so Jonathan Kent is Clark's son with Lois, but Jonathan Kent is not Superboy Prime. It gets weird. Anytime I try to listen to any lore by these superhero comics, my brain explodes.
As in his childhood.
As someone else got to be Superboy.
Some people can't stand change, can't stand to see a world that doesn't look the way it did when they were a child. The day needed to be saved by Superboy, the real Superboy, Superboy Prime.
So he did what any Superboy would do. Punched really hard. He punched his
Okay.
way out of the dimension so hard, the shockwaves rippled through the universe and retconned DC Comics. Superboy was back, and he was gonna fix comic books forever. Hell yeah!
No matter how many fake heroes got in his way.
Wow,
Oh,
okay.
shit. Super Chud.
This is Clark Kent from Earth Prime. He's his own character. Okay, so you have Clark Kent Prime, who's evil, and then you have Clark Kent, who is not evil. So Clark Kent evil and non-evil Clark Kent both had kids, and one is evil and one is not. Superboy Prime is the evil kid. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Prime isn't just your ordinary Kryptonian. Oh no, he's pre-crisis.
As in, from before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a time when comics were a bit more comical.
When Superman could sneeze solar systems apart or tow a galaxy of planets behind him like it was nothing.
Or clash with another Kryptonian
Thank you
so
for the follow.
hard, they generated enough power to restore an infinite number of timelines.
Get ready to hear that word a lot. My favorite is the time Superman flew so fast he broke the light barrier, the time barrier, and even the bonds of infinity. I wonder if these writers ever imagined this bullshit would feed nerd arguments for the next half century. Not that I'm complaining.
Probably.
That's how I get paid.
Prime would
They're
know
like, can't
he is
wait
a
to hear them argue about
self-described
this.
Power scaler's dream.
Huh. You think he's heard about us?
We can only hope not. As a Kryptonian with an ultra-dense molecular structure, he should also share many of the same resistances, like being transmuted to stone, having his atomic bonds weakened, or getting his energy drained. Kryptonians like Superman can withstand more esoteric attacks too. They can actively resist mental attacks by outthinking them, and their souls can resist being destroyed.
All thanks to Earth's good old yellow sun fueling his cells. And unlike that post-crisis super fraud who gets weaker without sunlight, Prime's got it covered.
With a suit of armor made from the corpse of the Anti-Monitor,
Damn.
which constantly feeds him solar energy.
Oh,
Literally
hold
wearing
on. No, Superboy Prime is not a kid from anyone. He's his own character. Oh, okay.
I'll explain
Okay.
it to you, just in the easiest term. Superboy Prime is from a different reality. He is the original Superman, but as a teenager, just in a different reality.
Oh.
He broke through
Okay.
into different realities.
So Clark Kent Prime from the Prime universe is Superboy Prime because he's still a teenager and he didn't grow up. Yes. Okay.
So here's
I get it, yes, because Clark Kent, so it's basically Clark Kent, but he's still a teenager, yeah. So that's why he called Superboy Prime.
yeah, and the Prime means he's from the original universe that was destroyed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, it's the whole 50 million different universes that confuses me. Like, goddamn. Superman got his butt kicked by Alfred. Who is Alfred? I know very little superheroes, apparently. Very bat shark repellent. Very little.
the pelt of the monster who destroyed his universe, just
Damn.
to be better and stronger than Superman.
Because that's what he
Okay.
thinks he is. Superman with better feats and scaling. Superman, but real.
Superman, if he was a fucking idiot. Okay, sure, he has the same hyper-efficient brain that all Kryptonians have, but when it came to being a superhero, he was a violent, immature moron.
Exactly what you'd expect from
Checks
a kid
out.
who never grew up and never learned to hold back. Instead
Yep,
of
that
saving
checks
Earth's
out.
heroes, he started massacring them. And let's be real, there's a part of him that knows that editorial will just bring them all back eventually.
He's battled the Doom Patrol, Justice Society, Teen Titans, and 3 Flashes at once. He effortlessly murdered an alternate universe Justice League and even killed his rival, Connor Kent, the new Superboy. Even as
Damn.
other Kryptonians grew in power to become comparable to their pre-crisis iterations, Prime still held an advantage because he never held back.
Like the time he
What
tore
the
apart the
hell?
Monarch's armor, accidentally unleashing the Big Bang in his face, destroying the universe, and he was fine.
Or the time a Guardian of the Universe blew himself up in an attempt to stop Prime, blasting him into the multiverse atom by atom, and that only made Prime stronger.
Or the time he fought a potential future version of himself who became a god of time. And instead of teaming up, Prime stupidly attacked him and accidentally retconned themselves both out of existence.
Which sent him home, back to his original universe, our universe.
He has no clothes on.
Now,
Never mind, he has
everyone
pants on.
knew, his parents, his girlfriend Lori, had been reading his comics. They knew what he had become, and they were terrified.
Once again, forced to watch
Yeah.
as his heroes progressed without him, he pored over comic
I don't blame
after
them.
comic, learning everything about DC,
And a little bit of Marvel.
only to discover his worst possible nightmare.
Not only would he never get to be Superman, he wasn't even a super villain that people liked. Turns out, power levels aren't everything.
So, naturally, he flew to DC headquarters and attacked the people writing his own comic.
Like some infinitely recursive meta hell.
What the
Prime had
heck
become
is
a
going
whiny,
on?
petulant, reactionary fanboy. Wiz, you think he's the guy posting on our Reddit?
And at the peak of his violent temper tantrum, he murdered the Golden Age Superman, the original Superman. Action Comics #1, the first superhero.
Instead of restoring DC's glorious past,
What the
Prime
frick?
beat it to death. He needed to change.
And that opportunity came when this alternate universe Jokerized Batman Who Laughs threatened to destroy all of reality.
Prime was drafted to help save the day, and it turned out he was the only Superboy who could.
Remember that time
How could you ever redeem yourself from that? Like, you literally cannot. What? What?
Prime punched reality so hard he retconned DC Comics? Turns out that was no coincidence. Due to his repeated excursions across the multiverse, Prime became a space-time anomaly, and he slowly learned how to manipulate reality itself with his fists.
I guess you could call it his retcon punch!
At first, its effects were random, like bringing Jason Todd back to life or restoring Beast Boy's memories. But he started to use it to rewrite continuity to fix the evil universes of the Batman Who Laughs.
Giving them and all the characters inside of them happy endings. In a weird way, that's what Superman has always done, right? Punch the bad guy so hard he saves the day.
Prime can punch hard enough to enter the time stream, seemingly exit the comic medium entirely, and even defeat the nigh-omnipotent Darkest Knight.
Who was powerful enough to beat Perpetua, the goddess who created all of DC Comics, the whole shebang. And Prime hit the Darkest Knight so hard, he erased his entire evil multiverse.
A feat that no one actually saw happen. Prime's first true act of heroism was one that he did selflessly, and it was the first step toward becoming a true hero.
The kind of hero that Superman always secretly knew he could be. A hero who could someday get his own issue #1. A hero like, well, Superman.
Maybe one day Prime will truly believe in himself, just like he once believed he could fly.
I am so confused.
battles of-
So he did all that bullshit, killed bazillions of people, destroyed the actual original Superman, and then got what he wanted. Am I dumb or is that what happened? Writers are upset about other writers' decisions and retcon shit with punching. What? He erased it all with, okay. Sure. Alright, let's see this battle.
About to begin, but first, Hitchcos are back. Hey, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz.
And I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And we're reopening matchup pitches on the Death Battle store.
This is a way to meet with Chad and I, the creators of Death Battle.
This is why the Western comic book industry is basically bankrupt.
Yeah,
I take back my vote for Sentry. Yeah, I think I have to re-vote for Super Piss Boy Prime there, I guess.
It's kind of like our own
What the
private
hell?
Patreon with a bunch of extra stuff in every episode of Death Battle ever made.
And if you're a website member, you get first dibs. It'll first be available to Chronicler tier, then Archivist,
First
then
dibs,
so on.
second dibs,
Every
third
purchase
dibs.
directly supports the show. Oh, and members also get
Super
a big
Chud
store
Prime.
discount.
All right, let's get to this battle.
Okay,
But
let's
don't forget
see.
to grab your pitch on deathbattle.gg.
Come on, Sentry. Come on, man. Don't let us down.
All
You
right,
got
the
this.
combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Respectfully, your model. Thank you, Mindless. Thank you.
This city won't last much longer. Quit while you're behind.
All right, here we go.
And mess up a superhero crossover? No way, dork. Onomatopoeia coming right up!
Whoosh. Come on, Sentry. What the frick is that the Daily Planet?
You're dealing with someone who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns!
Big mistake,
Yeah, let's
Diplo.
go.
It's prime time.
It's what?
Ooh, youch.
Are you kidding me?
It's
Another
Thomas the
dark
Train.
Superman fraud? Boring. It's cool when I do it.
That looks painful.
Stop hitting me.
Huh?
Kill you. I'll kill you. To death.
Yeah, let's go, Void! Oh. It's fine, Void's coming.
Bye-bye, Bob.
What in the frick?
To play God.
Bro, how do you beat... Some freaking Chud Prime hero is gonna somehow beat this thing.
Okay, you weren't joking. Definitely a crisis level threat. Luckily, so am I.
Run all you want.
Oh my god, this thing's
Couldn't escape me.
horrifying.
Do you have, boy? Afraid of the
He's gonna-
Clark? What kind of a hero are you? Remind me again. Whatever happened to Lori? It's over, Clark. There is
Whoa,
no
what the
happy
heck?
ending. Not for you. Not for me. Not for anyone else. In the void.
Haven't you ever read a comic book, you big freaking nerd? There's always a happy ending.
Not the punch! Bro.
Bob,
Bro.
you kept talking about the Sentry. Bad dream?
No idea, Lindy. Best sleep I've had in years.
Crisis averted.
I don't think I've ever
Are
seen
you actually shit on a sticking with me? He used his stupid ass so what the frick? So he just has the retcon punch. And he can just unpunch everything. So if he doesn't like what's happening, he just punches them in the face and then it never happened. What the frick? He gave him a happy ending? I'm genuinely curious where the answer would end up in these. Wait, the answer is an actual person? What? He rewrote the villain to never become a villain. Oh my god. What was even the point? What was the point of this death battle? That's not even a death battle. What the frick?
eaten to death so wholesomely before?
Let's break this down into 3 chapters. Their strength, intelligence, and power.
Okay, so in other words, though, okay, but actually, for real, Sentry wins because if he had to do that in order to beat him, then Sentry would have won. So the real winner is actually Sentry.
As with any flying brick fight, the first question you gotta answer is, who's stronger?
Prime and Sentry are naturally 2 of the heaviest hitters in DC and Marvel, more than capable of matching and surpassing Herald-level opponents like Superman and Thor.
Who are both strong enough to create and destroy an infinite number of timelines with their clashes. Just absolute wacky bullshit like that.
So in order to pick a winner, we have to take a close look at the strongest beings they
Sentry
fought.
versus
Molecule Man and the Darkest
versus
Knight.
Legion.
Sentry beat the crap out of Molecule Man. But remember, Eminem's power can fluctuate a lot, and when he fought Sentry, he wasn't at his full power. So we can only scale this so far.
But Prime overpowered the Darkest Knight after the Mad Bat had absorbed the powers of both Perpetua and, what do you know,
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan. Both of which alone could threaten
Who
all
the
of
frick
DC
is
Comics.
Dr.
And
Manhattan?
unlike with Molecule Man, there's nothing to suggest the Darkest Knight was holding back. In a straight brawl, Prime takes the edge in strength. But muscles
Okay.
aren't everything. Maybe Sentry could figure out a way around Prime's brawn with his intelligence.
While Prime does possess a super advanced Kryptonian brain, he clearly does not use it to its full extent.
It's less that he's dumb and more that he's a teenager and has a habit of crashing out.
The Sentry, on the other hand, has been compared to Tony Stark and Reed Richards, some of the most intelligent people in all of Marvel Comics.
Sure, he
Yeah, so the Sentry would obviously take the intelligence. He's a villain from Marvel. His whole power is the ability to have whatever power he needs in any situation. The official list of his power is the ability to manifest any ability needed to solve a problem. If I'm losing the fight, I just do my retcon punch and that's it.
Mentally struggles with the whole void thing, which sucks for him, but losing control to the void only makes him more dangerous.
And as the Merge Sentry, he's operating at his peak, fully in control of his powers. In a test of wits and wills, the Sentry was the more intelligent.
But the main
Okay,
question in this
yeah.
matchup had to do with their batshit insane powers.
With the Sentry's ability to reshape molecular matter and warp perception of reality to such an incredible degree, his powers seem much more versatile than Prime's. Prime may be stronger, but heat vision, frost breath, and Kryptonian punches aren't going to do much in the long run against someone who can regenerate from a single atom.
But pre-crisis Kryptonians have actually resisted having
Okay.
their molecules torn apart before, and Prime should be no different. So it's not like Sentry was ever going to just Doc Manhattan him away.
Prime could still be worn down. Kryptonians have incredible stamina, but we know that sustained damage will eventually knock them out or kill them.
Unless Prime could
Yes.
find a way around Sentry's insane regeneration, he was toast.
Luckily for Prime, his ability to retcon away your history and mess with your whole timeline was actually something Sentry had no specific resistance to.
Not only that, it was something he's been affected by in the past.
Like the time the Scarlet Witch rewrote all of reality during House of M. Bob's continuity was rewritten like everyone
Are
else's.
you
Or
actually
the
kidding
time
me?
Absorbing Man had the powers of a cosmic cube and warped Sentry's personal reality. Shit, Moonstone literally describes it as a reality punch.
Now, Sentry's psionic power could theoretically retcon himself from Prime's perception of reality. However, this feat required assistance from Reed Richards, and it's unlikely he could pull it off mid-fight.
Pre-crisis Kryptonians also resist a lot of mind manipulation anyway, so good luck trying.
Now, Prime hasn't always had the most perfect control over his retcon punch, so he might need more than one blow to finish the job.
But Prime was more than capable
Oh my
of powering
God.
through Void's scariest abilities.
Like having his soul eaten, or being cut off from sunlight. I guess that Edgelord solar armor came in handy after all.
In short, Prime could resist everything Sentry could throw at him, but Sentry couldn't do the same. Prime takes the final edge in powers.
With no way to easily put him down,
Wow.
Prime would eventually muscle his way through and retcon
What
the
a
Void away
bullshit
for good.
fight.
Sorry, Bob. Defeat was unavoidable.
The winner is Superboy Pro.
If he could just retcon anything, then he
Oh,
could
hey,
even
my
beat
pizza's
like
here.
a god.
The winner
And
is
everything.
Superboy Prime.
That was bullshit, Jello. Why did you make me watch that? That was actually such ass bullshit ever. Like, that was the worst death battle I've ever watched. What the frick? The retcon punch. Give me a break. What in the? You could literally freaking with like, what is like the freaking creator of the damn universe? You could put him against this dude, and he could just retcon punch him. Manhattan is an incel. He could take any form he wants and chooses to form himself into a masculine figure of peak masculinity, weenie, and all. What? Dr. Manhattan is a character from Watchmen who has godlike power. They all pretty much have godlike powers. Most of them, anyways. Most of them. Why did I see a cat hair in the air? Okay. There's cat fur all over my microphone. Okay. We are finished the vid.
Better to the editors? Oh yeah, I win. That's right. You hack frauds really.
You
try
didn't
to
actually
lowball
win,
me.
you piece of shit, because you needed to
And
use the
it's
retcon
prime
punch, which means
time,
you actually
baby.
suck, and
Now,
Sentry and
personally,
everyone else would
that
actually win.
intelligence section was
Because
such
without
a
your
gimme.
retcon punch,
I don't
you're
crash
just a
out. I'm
chud
a
prime.
tragic hero grappling with real, intense emotion. I can be smart anytime I want. But anyway, don't subscribe, don't join as a member, don't watch Death Battle, read my comics. Prime out.
Next time on Death Battle.
Is this Blade versus Buffy? Oh my god. Ooh, Hulk versus Godzilla. What?